What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Farside. My name's Stony, and we're starting our YouTube channel back up. First of all, sorry about that break. I know I haven't posted since October, and that's a long time, but we're back. Now we're in quarantine. Can't do anything about that. I'm not even gonna say the name of what that is. So yeah, I'm gonna use this time to try to teach everyone who's been texting me, asking me questions about beats, just trying to get them started, especially because Logic is free right now. So if anybody wants to try to follow along and just learn something, go right ahead. This is how I'm choosing to occupy my time. And thank you for watching, by the way, even though you just tuned in. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. The way I usually start most of my beats is melodies, always. I usually try to keep the drums simple and let the melodies carry the track. I'll always start with either drawing in a pattern, or more recently I've been using a lot of loops and samples and midis, just because I've had so much time to look through all them. But so this beat right here, titled Whodunit, I started off with a MIDI. It's from the ELX CV2 kit on Splice. Fire, a lot of great chord progressions in there. So that's basically what this sounds like. Another important thing with the keys is that I try not to keep them on just the ones of every beat, so not 1, 2, 3, 4 switch. Try to keep it a little more bouncy, a little more independent from the 4/4, just because, you know, you got to find things that give it bounce. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same beat over and over and over again. Another thing that I did was I shortened the ends of the notes just to add a little bit of space to give it a more human feel, and I also randomized the velocity. So now that we have a good bass melody down, something I like to do is I'll duplicate it, add some layers, really kind of fill out the sound. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different layers of just the same chord progression, but it's what I did to the chord progression that really gave it those extra melodies, those counter melodies and things like that. So first, a new sound, better sound selection, right? Sound selection is very, very important. Drums, all these other things, just the cohesive sound of all them together really brings it all together. I arpeggiated some of the notes. I can't give you all the sauce for that because then you're taking my sound, and I can't do that. But basically what I like to use is a combination of Cthulhu, which is crazy powerful. If you're just getting into beats, I wouldn't invest in that just yet, and Halftime, which is basically discount gross beat. So I use a combination of those two with my own special settings, and maybe a little bit of Acon Digital just to give it that warm, nice, big feeling. Once we have all the melodies laid out, what I like to do is then move on to the drums. The transition from melody to drums, for me at least, starts with the bass line because it's a mix of both melodic and drum. The way it comes in, the pattern it has, the different movement it can have, and the melody all really help carry the track. So you could have everything else put together perfectly, but once you get that bass line right, you know that's gonna hit. Otherwise, it's just gonna sound off. Producers, tune your 808s. Please do that. If you don't tune your 808s, your whole track's gonna be off. It's not gonna be balanced, and it's just gonna sound terrible. So this is the 808 that I chose. I chose the what is that? So I chose Nick Mira's 808 called Bloom from, I think, his Magma kit. Nick Mira always comes through with the kits. But yeah, I like to keep my bass lines simple but a little different. So I'll add a little bit of finesse, a little bit of flair here and there, but I'm not gonna just like copy like the Pierre 808 because that's just too overdone, and to me that sounds boring. And last but not least, just filling out the drums. Here I just went with just an 8-step hi-hat. That's just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Keep it super simple. Snares on the 3 and the 7. Kick following the 808 for most of it. Mixing the 808 and the kick's really important. A lot of producers don't know this, but I'm not going to be the one that tries to explain this as perfectly as I can, but basically there are certain frequencies in the 808 and the kick that need to be taken out and boosted, and when you do that, they come together and they sound great. So it's basically like a dip around 200 and a slight raise at around 500 for the kick, if I'm not wrong, and then the vice versa for the 808. So bounce snares in there, keeping it real simple. Open hat that plays sporadically. I like to use an open hat not really on like the 1s and the 3s like a lot of producers do, or like right before the clap. I like to add them in different spots and try to use that as a different percussive element to give it more bounce, especially when you're used to hearing these things on the 1 and the 3. When they come at different spots, it's definitely bouncier. And another thing is pitching your drum sounds. So like I said earlier, your drum sounds can be in tune, and they really should be. Thank you guys for watching. First video back. I know it's gonna be a little rough. We're just trying to work through the kinks here, but I'm really excited about this channel. I know we're talking about making a podcast. We're also working on new music all the time. We got another mixtape coming up soon. Today is also Fat Moody's birthday, so happy birthday. And yeah, peace.
Farside.